Hello everyone, thank you for joining us today and welcome to our webinar today, which is focused around getting ready for your farm assurance audit. So my name is Eoin Moloney. I'm head of the member experience team here at Herdwatch. If you haven't been on our webinars before, I'd like to introduce Chris Goode as well. Chris is our subject matter here at Herdwatch as well. So thanks for joining in with us today, Chris.
Thanks for having me on.
Looking forward to seeing what you have ready for everybody in attendance, Chris. So I suppose we're going to be hearing from Chris in a couple of minutes. He's going to give some really good advice around, how to best prepare for your farm quality assurance audits and inspections. As always, if you've been on our webinars before, we try and keep it interactive. So if you do have any questions for Chris or myself in relation to, your farm assurance audit or general Herdwatch questions, feel free to use the chat to pop in those questions and queries from myself and Chris. We're hoping to keep today's session to about 30 minutes or so. We're not going to try and keep it over that, so we know everybody is busy. So do submit your questions. We're going to leave a couple of minutes at the end to try and answer as many of questions and queries that you might have. So feel free to pop them in there for myself and Chris. Before I do hand over to Chris and let him go through what he's prepared, if it is your first time on one of our webinars, or if you're relatively new to Herdwatch, just a little bit about who we are and what the benefits of using Herdwatch are. So here at Herdwatch, we're just a very simple solution which allows you to reduce your farm paperwork, but also allows you to save time on your farm and make better decisions on your farm as well. So the idea with Herdwatch is that it's going to allow you to record your events on the spot, save you time, reduce the headaches, and give you peace of mind around getting ready for the likes of your farm assurance audits and inspections, and giving you access to all your records when you need them, and very, very quickly as well. So you can see yourself, no more evenings spent, having to backdate your paperwork, allowing you to get your records recorded on the spot and fast, and most importantly, keeps all your data and your information safe and secure and accessible whenever you need to get your hands on it. So I suppose since our launch just over 7 years ago at this stage, Herdwatch has gone on to become the market leading app in Ireland and across the water in the UK. We very recently surpassed 15,000 members using our app in the UK, in Scotland and Wales, England, Northern Ireland, and here in Ireland as well. In that time, we've managed to sync down over 1.9 million elements from all relevant departments, so from BCMS, APHIS in Northern Ireland, and the Department of Agriculture here in Ireland as well. We very recently surpassed over 1.7 million calves registered using the Herdwatch app, which was a huge milestone for us. It's a number that's growing rapidly all the time, and it's just all about making life easier and saving you that time and paperwork. And just an interesting stat from a recent survey that we carried out. We surveyed all our members, and one of the big pieces of feedback was that we found they told us Herdwatch can save them up to 3 hours per week on paperwork when they're at their busiest. So what exactly are we going to be covering in the next 20 minutes or so? Like I said, I'm going to hand over to Chris here now in a second. He's going to tell you all about how best prepare for your farm quality assurance, including the remote aspects of quality assurance audits and inspections at the moment. Chris will also give you some details on your on-farm checklist, what you need to have ready from an on-farm perspective, and also from a paperwork perspective, what records are your auditors going to be looking for, or what do you need to have ready. We'll spend a minute or two then just showing you how easy and how quick it is to actually run your compliance reports and the likes of your medicine reports from the Herdwatch app itself. And we're going to tell you a little bit about our pre-audit check and service that we recently launched too. And like I said, at the end, we are going to leave some time for questions and queries. So do use the chat, pop in the questions. Mervyn is on hand. He's helping out today as well. So he'll try and answer as many questions as possible throughout the webinar. And we'll certainly try and answer some live here at the end of today's event too. So Chris, I'm going to hand over to you there now. I know you have some great content ready to go. Starting off with how to best prepare for the remote audits and inspections. So take it away, Chris, whenever you're ready.
That's perfect. Thanks, Eoin. Well, across England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, farm assurance schemes have had to adapt due to the COVID-19 pandemic. It's dependent on your location or your certification body, whether you're going to be subject to a remote audit or a farm audit as normal, or on-site audit as normal. Do I need to contact my certifying body? Well, in the event of a remote audit, your certification body will be in contact with you, where they will let you know whether it's going to be the remote or the on-site audit, and they'll give you plenty of notice in the event of this, and will provide you with what documentation are going to be required for the audit. What do I need? Well, look, it is scheme specific. There's many schemes across all locations, and it can be a combination of documentation, photos, videos, as well as a telephone or Zoom interview. On the basis of the information that's provided and the interview, that's what your certification is assessed on. So there's many different assurance schemes across, say, all locations between Red Tractor, QMS, FAWL, and then the Northern Ireland Beef and Lamb Farm Quality Assurance Scheme. And look, there's many different areas within these that your inspector is going to question you on. So one element is the emergency plan. Look, ensure that you have an emergency plan in place and up to date on the farm in the event of the unexpected. Any changes on the farm since your last audit or any possible risks, do ensure to have these added to that plan. Under biosecurity, there's many different headings under that element, but a couple of headings I'm just going to speak about is the housing and handling areas, waste and vermin control. For housing and handling areas, ensure that they are kept to a high standard, no broken gates, low-hanging electric installations or sharp edges on the farm. And in the event of this, ensure that you have noted them in your maintenance record as a planned job to fix. For waste, record your waste, ensure that all your waste is recorded, waste disposal is recorded, and the best practice for this is to identify the disposal route. Documentation such as receipts and transfer notes should be kept as well. For vermin control, a map of all bait points on the farm, what type of bait is used, as well as the dates you inspect the weight with replenishment dates as well. If they're noted, the inspector could question you on that. Your herd and health performance review, I'm going to speak about that further in the next slide. The footwear and disinfectant facilities should be in place on the farm. And in relation to the nutrient improvements, ensure that, say, you must be able to show where and when manure was spread, and ensure that the total spreadable area is greater than the total area required. If not, you must show the export of the manure. For example, show whether if it was spread on a neighbour's farm or family relatives. For training records, ensure that your training records are kept up to date for all personnel who are working on the farm. Check that any employee that has started since your last audit has provided you with their training records also. Ensure that at least one member of your staff is responsible for administering medicines and hold a certificate of competence. For your medicine cabinet on the farm, ensure that it's locked, always kept in a safe place, and it's only medicines that are kept within that cabinet. Your herd and health performance review. Well, developing your herd and health review is essential for your farm assurance audit. This should be created with your vet to your farm-specific system with the challenges and goals. It should be done on a yearly basis and must be signed off by your vet as well. An effective herd health performance review will help you with increasing your animal health and welfare on the farm. Also, optimize your production and farm outputs. Prevent disease and reduce antibiotic usage. Decrease the losses associated with poor health, and also assist in reducing the farm's carbon footprint. Farm paperwork checklist. With all the different schemes that are across all locations, the majority or the main areas of paperwork that they look for I have outlined here. Your herd register and movement reports. All births and deaths are recorded, and also a record of dead stock disposal. You will be questioned on that for your audit as well. Your herd and health performance review, as I spoke in the last slide, is a very important part of your audit. Just do ensure that it is signed off by your vet, and that will suffice then. Your medicine and feed records. Your medicines is a significant part of any audit. The traceability of all medicine records on your farm will be looked into in-depthly by the auditor. Common gaps that we see, say, when it comes to an audit with the medicine records, is that withdrawals may not have been recorded. There's a gap between the treatment and the treatment times. There could be a month or two since your last treatment. So your inspector couldn't question you on that. We'd advise you just to keep that up to date. Feed records is not required in all locations. It's only required in certain locations as it is scheme specific. And Herdwatch does give you the ability to record all homegrown and purchased feeds for your farm. Sprays and pesticide records. The purchase of sprays and the application must be recorded. Note the field that you have sprayed and ensure that you have the application rate noted for that as well. Slurry and effluent use. As I spoke previously, a record of the spread of manure needs to be recorded. As well in relation to the export, just have that noted if there was manure exported from your farm since your last audit. A farm safety report. It's not required across all schemes. It is scheme specific, but it is a good code of practice to have in place on your farm. And in relation to maintenance records, it covers a wide range of areas when it comes to audits. It can be anything from keeping a record, say, for your milking parlour, whether it be service and records. Documentation such as invoices or, say, notes based on that maintenance event will suffice for the audit.
Lovely. Thanks for that, Chris. So I suppose at this point, there's been some really good advice there from Chris. As I said at the start, we are trying to make it interactive. So if you do have any questions around any of the details or any of the information Chris has provided here, for myself or Chris, pop in those questions, and we're going to leave a couple of minutes here to just answer as many questions and help as many people as we can. For the next minute or so, I'm just going to bring it back around to actually using Herdwatch itself, the app, and how Herdwatch, I suppose, can step in and make your life a little bit easier when it comes to your farm quality assurance. So I know Chris detailed it there in his notes how Herdwatch does allow you to obviously record your medicines compliance, your treatment records, and if applicable, your feed records too. So what exactly is it you have to do when you get that phone call that you have your audit and you have your inspection? How do you actually run your reports? So we've attached a couple of screenshots here, just showing how easy and how quick it is to do. I'm actually going to just open up Herdwatch in a second and show you how it would be done on the app itself. But from the screenshots there, you can see you can just click into the reports area where you'll see your relevant reports, be it a BCMS inspection or a red tractor audit, and you can just select each individual report that you're looking for, and there's an option to email it to yourself. So just to see how easy that is to actually do through the app, you can just bear with me for a second and open up Herdwatch. I'm sure everybody is very familiar with our home screen here at this point. So when you are on the home screen of Herdwatch, you'll see in the bottom right hand corner here we have our little reports area or reports icon. So you just need to click in here, and at the top we actually have a red tractor audit and BCMS inspection. So if I click into red tractor audit here, it gives you a list of your quality assurance reports that you can run and email to yourself. So your medicine usage report, your medicine purchase report are available. You can just click on each one of these individually, and there's an option to run. Just, I suppose, a little top tip that we have here as well is, the audit, depending on how long your audit period is, you can select the dates that you want those reports run for. So, if you just leave those empty, it will send you everything you've recorded in Herdwatch. If you're just looking for something for the last 6 months, you can run the dates from today back 6 months or back 12, 18 months or whatever is applicable. So literally just click into the report, click on run, email me this report, and within 2 to 3 minutes, you'll have received an email with a nice structured PDF report that you can then print off, or if it is a remote audit or inspection, you can obviously email over or send over to your auditor or upload to the relevant area. Within the BCMS inspection, you can see that there are a couple of additional reports on top of the medicines and the feeds, your animals in herd report, and your sprays as well, which Chris touched on too, your sprays and pesticides report. So the application of your sprays to your paddocks and fields, and obviously the spray stock that you've purchased on the farm can all be sent to yourself by email in report format. So same setup here, you just click on whichever report you want, run, email me this report, and like I said earlier, if it is a certain time frame that you're looking for, just pop in the dates that you're looking for that report for. I think at this point, Chris, there has been a couple of questions that have come in. So
Yep.
if you're happy enough to take a couple of questions here, I might throw a couple at you. So just give me a second here and I'll try and bring them up. The first question came in from Tim, Chris. Tim is a dairy farmer, and he just said, "Hi, Chris. As a dairy farmer, do I need to look out for anything in particular around medicines?"
Well, with your medicine report, a dairy farmer, they could look for, say, the treatment reason, say behind mastitis on the reports. As well as that, they look for a record of the dry-offs. Now, through the app there, we do have the facility there to add the treatment reason when you are inputting the medicine treatment or purchase. So, say, ensure you do have that available on your report when it does come to the audit.
Okay. I might actually just show Tim as well. Now we have a couple of seconds just to kind of take up on Chris's point there, Tim. If you are using certain tubes for dry off or for mastitis treatments, how to actually select the treatment reason. So I might just come back really quickly into the Herdwatch app just to show you how easy that is to do. So on the home screen, because it is a compliance event, Tim, you just pop into the compliance area first, and then you can select your orange plus button to add something. And as normal, select your cattle treatment. Now, if it was Sinulox shoes that you're using for tubing for mastitis, you can select these guys here. And as part of the treatment, as Chris was saying, there's a treatment reason field, and you can click in here and you can select whether it was dry off or was it mastitis here in this case. And what that will do is that will fill in your treatment reason, and that will fill into your reports as well. So when you run the reports, as I was showing a second ago, it will show your treatment reason, be it for mastitis, for dry offs. So hopefully that helps you there, Tim, and answers your question. Another question is coming from John for you, Chris. John is just asking about records for pets and animals on the farm. So if you have a dog or a cat, do you need to have records recorded for them?
Well, across some schemes, it's only specific for dogs. But I know, say, with FAWL and in Northern Ireland, they look for the treatment or vaccination record for cats and dogs. But that can also be recorded through Herdwatch and it'll show on your report. It can be a trick question sometimes when it comes to an audit. A lot of farmers don't remember it, or say it mightn't come to mind when it does come around. So it is just a handy thing to remember that if you do have a farm pet, do keep a vaccination record for that.
Okay, thanks, Chris. There's another question here now. I do think it's something you might have covered already, Chris, but someone is asking, how much notice do you normally get?
It depends on your certification body. So, look, it can vary. We hear from farmers different time periods, but look, they will give you plenty of time leading up to the audit to give you enough time to prepare your records. And then say you will have the interview or whichever way your audit is going to be on site or remote.
Okay, thanks, Chris. And just another question actually from, I think it's from Tim as well, has asked, how far back do records need to be recorded?
It can vary on scheme, say on the basis of the scheme. We'd advise, say, to have between 12 to 18 months records available for your audit. That would generally suffice.
Okay, perfect. And just to I suppose to follow up on that point, just in terms of running your reports, as I was saying, you have that option to run the dates. So if it was an 18-month inspection, you can, when you pop into your reports, you can run the report from today back 18 months. So if you've been using Herdwatch for a couple of years, instead of having to send yourself all your information, you can just pop in, from today back 18 months, and it will just send you that relevant information, which covers you for your farm assurance. There's one more question here at the moment from Matthew. Chris, it could be one for me as well, so I'll just read it out first. So Matthew is asking, is there an option to pull the data off onto a spreadsheet in order to be able to filter it further instead of email? So I suppose from a compliance point of view, Matthew, our compliance reports for your medicines and your feed purchases, I believe as well, do come in PDF format. So they're not actually editable. The reason being they're structured and they're built exactly the way they need to be built for compliance inspections, and they have all the headings that are required for farm quality assurance. Now, some other reports that we do send to you in terms of your animals and herd reports do come in CSV format. So once you do get them emailed to yourself, you obviously have the ability to open them up, edit and filter whatever way you might like. So if hopefully that answers your question, Tim. The compliance audits do come PDF, but herd and animal audits are reports, and obviously if you're running like the weight reports, they all come in Excel or CSV format, and you're able to change them around and filter as needs be. So thanks for your question, Matthew. Hopefully that answers it for you. But if not, feel free to drop in another message there, or use the message center in the app, and we'll get back to you. I suppose at this point, I do want to just let everybody know a little bit about, I suppose, our pre-audit service. I know I mentioned it at the start, so I'm just going to pop back into our slides here. Sorry, now I'm going to have to go back to the start and tell you a little bit about our pre-audit service. So I suppose at Herdwatch, we recently developed our pre-audit check service. The whole idea is if you find that preparing for your quality assurance or generally recording your medicines and staying on top of medicines and getting ready for inspections is something that you struggle with, we developed a solution to try and help. We've called it our pre-audit check service, and the way it would work is, we can remind you in plenty of time when your audit and your inspection is due to take place, to give you obviously ample time to prepare and be as ready as you possibly can for it. One of our Herdwatch experts, the likes of Chris, will be able to get in touch with you and review all the information that you've recorded in Herdwatch. So I'll let you maybe step in here in a second, Chris, in terms of the report. But Chris will be able to go through your medicine usage report, your medicine purchase report, and try and identify if there is any gaps or if there's anything missing. And then, obviously give you some general advice around maybe, where there are gaps, and obviously on farm as well, what you need to be prepared for and what you need to have done to be fully prepared for your audit or inspection. Is there anything else you'd like to maybe pass in there, Chris?
With the whole idea behind the pre-audit check, it's to help you maximize the best possible results. So we'll analyze back through all the records, and we'd run through, say, on the basis of your scheme or the scheme you're in, what's required for that scheme. So look, it is good peace of mind leading up to your audit, because look, you have the backing from us here as well to just check over all the records and work with you in the lead up to the audit. Okay,
brilliant. So look, if you do think that the pre-audit check is something you'd like to maybe even have a chat about, feel free to just pop us a message in app or give us a call. We'll have all the numbers and details here at the end, and we can discuss it further. If you think it's something that will be of benefit, might help you on your farm. There's a couple of more questions after coming in, Chris.
Yep, fire ahead.
The first one is from Eoin. It's probably, I don't know if you need to answer this one, Chris, but I think, Eoin, you're saying you're expecting a call in relation to an inspection or an audit. So if you'd like to maybe just maybe drop us a message in app through the message center, Eoin, what we'll do is we'll certainly make sure one of the team get in contact with you today after lunch and have a chat with you and help you to get ready for your audit or inspection, or help you out any way possible. So on the home screen of the app, just pop into the message center, and look, we have your details here anyway, so I'll make sure that somebody gets in touch there. So thanks for your message there, Eoin. Robert has a question, I think, for you here, Chris.
Yeah.
Robert's asking about, I think, in relation to sprays. Now, he's saying he doesn't do a lot of sprays. It's more of a feature request. So you're asking about chemical fertilizer purchase section. Okay, so it's a good suggestion. What we'll definitely do there, Robert, is I know fertilizers is something that's in our product roadmap. It's already in our feature request list, but certainly something that we can bring to the team again. So thanks for that suggestion. If there is anything, I suppose, relevant around the actual recording of sprays or your chemical usage, Robert, that you'd like to maybe get your first spray recorded, feel free to touch base, get in touch with us, and we'll certainly walk you through how and show you how easy that is to do, as well as anything around medicines. If you need any help, do feel free to get in touch and get in contact. So yeah, I think would it be more? Yeah, I think that's it for the questions. Look, if we didn't get to anyone's questions today, like I said, the message center is there, everyone. So do use that in app. You can see it here on our thank you slide. It's the quickest and easiest way to get in touch. One of the guys on the support team can get back in touch with you or give you a call back straight away. You can give us a call yourself. You can see our UK number is there, 020-377-32763. Give us a call if you have any questions, if you'd like to maybe discuss our our pre-audit check and service a little bit more, feel free to get in touch. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's Farm Quality Assurance webinar. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Chris, thanks a million for your time as well.
Thanks, Eoin.
No problem. Do keep an eye out. We'll have obviously more webinars coming in our series pretty soon. So we'll be sending out messages and links in relation to those. So thanks a million everyone for joining us. Stay safe, and we'll see you all again really, really soon.